lot more clean power generation. We have a better grid, a smart grid that can distribute energy, and the bulk of our transportation is driven off that grid through electricity. The internal combustion engine is kind of a small adjunct to that, or is it not going to happen that fast, Henrik?
Well,
I think I can guess where you're going to go.
You're going to be driving a Fisker plug-in hybrid.
In 2020,
it's going to be very cheap.
It'll still be $90,000.
No, well, you know, I believe it doesn't matter. Even if we move into a new technology, it doesn't mean that we abolish the different segments in the car industry. You're going to have luxury cars that cost $200,000, and you're going to have luxury cars that cost $90,000, and you can have normal cars that cost $25,000. Now, what I do think is going to happen by 2020 is that you will have plug-in hybrid vehicles that cost, you know, less than $20,000 at that point in time. I think by 2020, my prediction is that at least half of the vehicles offered in most segments will be plug-in hybrids. I believe that the electric vehicles, pure electric, will have somewhat of a niche market. They make sense in inner cities, etc. But the advantage with the plug-in hybrid is really that the batteries are a lot smaller than pure electric, and you have this infinite range, really. And we can use the current infrastructure. So really, I believe that probably what's going to change is the way we generate our electricity here in America. And of course, that has to be done in a lot cleaner way than it is today. And when that's done in a cleaner way, we will actually see a huge improvement, obviously, in the emissions all over the country. But even before that's done, you will see a huge improvement, specifically in large cities. When you see, you can imagine the millions of people that are traveling every day, if they only drive in electric mode when they go to and from work, that would be a dramatic change exactly in the neighborhoods where children are growing up and running around playing. That will be dramatic. And that is something that I think we're going to start seeing a change within the next 4 or 5 years already.
In the city, we'll have primarily electric vehicles.
Well, I think we will see the change, because what's going to happen is when people drive in electric mode only, then you suddenly don't have any CO2 emissions in the cities, and everything today is really concentrated in our large cities. The pollution is not even all over the place. So even if we do have coal power plants somewhere, you still have a lot more pollution right in the middle of the city where you have all the cars that are sitting in a congestion every day. I believe that the plug-in hybrid specifically lends itself to mid-size vehicles and larger vehicles at the moment, because you can kind of get any power you want out of these vehicles. You're not limited. You don't have to make tiny little cars. And I think that's a perception that has to change in consumers' mind. We can have large, fast, beautiful cars, and they can be green.
Right. Lou, I mean,